Good morning, my name is Danny. I have renamed my channel to 904 Reselling the South. And while I talk about a backstory for a minute, I'm going to leave you some Steve Ditko artwork to look at from Golden Books. I've renamed my channel 904 Reselling the South. Not only do I resell things that I find at yard sales, estate sales, garage sales, and private picks, but I also collect and resell comic books. One of the main characters that I collect is Captain Marvel. I also have been expanding and going for more 80s and 90s, like Transformers and G.I. Joe. I guess this would be a Transformers knockoff. It's GoBots on Earth. I had to pick it up. It's got some Steve Ditko artwork in it. Also, something from the 80s and 90s I'm familiar with is Masters of the Universe, another golden book. In this set, they have four books in this set from Golden Books. I was able to pick up two of them, Caverns of Fear and The Thief of Castle Grayskull. I was able to obtain these through trade. This past weekend, I traded some filler issues from the 2005-2015 in between there from another collection I picked up to a friend out at the local flea market. That trade allowed me to pick up some of these books that I'm going to show you today. Another golden book that I picked up was Dino Riders, the Volcano Machine. And my apologies for any lighting or sound. I'm just starting out, and it will evolve and get better. So something I'm interested in, something that sticks out to me, is this type of artwork. You have people like Ditko, and I'm not knocking him. You have people doing the superhero genre around that time, and to me it's a little bit cartoony. But then you have people like Joe Jusko and others that are doing covers like this. This is Conan the Barbarian's #1. To me, it looks like it's in pretty good condition for its age, and I believe it's going for like 25 to 30 online on eBay, which I sell on. So I decided to start collecting these. Now, none of these are in near mint condition, of course, because of the age. I decided to pick up some Conan issues. I think he's getting rebooted from Marvel, or he's got a movie coming out. I don't know. I was watching a video of Long Box Love Affair, and I believe he mentioned something about Conan. There's a Conan 167, Conan 190, Conan 207, and from my understanding, the higher the number goes, the harder it is to find. This is Conan 210. And look at that artwork compared to the superhero artwork probably around that time. This will catch on. Eventually, you'll see books like this spike. And I like to spec just like everybody else. Conan 212. Here is Savage Sword of Conan 214. Look at that, Jolie, 1993. This kind of artwork, these kind of covers in 1993 compared to something like Dino Riders. That was around 1988, but okay, alright. I would rather take a look at these covers. It's Conan 216. And then Conan 217. So recently, there was more 80s and more 90s books spiking. So you have like He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and speaking of which, I was also able to pick up DC's Masters of the Universe #3. You have those types of titles, or those types of 80s and 90s characters coming back, making a revival, getting rebooted, redone. And then you also have G.I. Joe #60, early Todd McFarlane cover, I believe. You have issues like that. And then you start getting into comics of today, which I'm collecting the G.I. Joe, I'm collecting the Transformers, but I'm also collecting comics for the artwork. And one comic that I collect for the art, or either because of the artist, is Witchblade. This is one comic I was collecting in my youth. Witchblade, Spawn, The Darkness, and I believe Darkchild, but this was part of the pickup from the flea market. I seen that it was signed by Ron Mars. And now I started collecting Witchblade because back then it was cool. I didn't know until recently that a favorite artist of mine had actually come up with Witchblade and the Darkness. I don't have one of those covers right now, but he also came up with Fathom, and that would be Michael Turner. You can pick up Michael Turner's stuff cheap. I mean, dirt cheap. And it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, the guy's artwork and his thought into the characters it's phenomenal. And just like with these 80s and 90s, I believe it may not now catch up. It may not now, spark with people, but younger generation growing up now may 5 to 10 years down the road make these books spike. Michael Turner's artwork spike in his books. Things that he's done. One thing I do like collecting is autographs. You can tell by the Ron Mars. So I seen this, Daughters of the Dragon, signed by Jimmy Palmiotti. I had to pick it up. It was part of the deal. Also, another artist would be Joe, I'm going to butcher the name, I know. Let's just call him Mad. He's mad. His artwork is, it stands out to me as well. It may not click with people today, but eventually, in the future, it's going to spike. It has to. Battle Chasers number 5. Now, I believe this series went to 9 issues, and issue 10 came out later, or issue 10 will come out, or they're going to do something with this. So within the collection that I picked up, or the books I picked up from the flea market, I was able to pick up The Punisher number 4. My younger cousin recently has gotten back into comic books and has requested, since he can't get out as much as I can, has requested me to pick up books like The Punisher, books like Spawn, which I was able to pick up another one for him this past weekend. So, also with that, creator of Venom, not the creator of Venom, but I believe it's an early symbiote costume. So, Todd McFarlane, so I had to pick up some Spider-Man. Also, talking about different Spider-Men, or talking about Spider-Man, and I want to say it like Mercenot says it. If you don't know who he is, he also shows off comic book hauls. He calls these people, I'm not going to say it, just go watch his video, but this is Slingers. It's a first appearance of 3 or 4 different Spider-Man related characters, I believe. So recently, there's also with the 80s and 90s being rebooted, redone, catching fire, also something that has picked up steam has been video game comic books. And one of my favorite characters growing up, when I was playing the game, when I was into playing games on PlayStation 1, was Final Fantasy, and it was also Tomb Raider. It's Tomb Raider 15. Tomb Raider 20. Tomb Raider 31, and I believe when these issues start getting into higher numbers that it's harder to find them. So while I found these at the flea market, I decided might as well add them to the other things that I'm going to show in other videos, hopefully, that I picked up. But that's Tomb Raider 47. Speaking of things from the 80s and 90s, clicking with people today, or raising in prices, or causing a spike in prices, Ultraman number 1, still in the bag, but dirty, but you know what? It's still sealed after all these years. Also, something that is still sealed and I think making a comeback on either Adult Swim or another channel like that is Ren and Stimpy. able to get a newsstand version, still sealed in a bag. Believe me, I am not going to open that, scratch, and sniff. Tomb Raider Journeys #1. I think this is going for like $20 to $25. And I was speaking of Michael Turner earlier. And here's a cover. And I've been actively collecting the Aspen comics. If my understanding is correct, it may be a company that he helped start or founded or was one of the primary artists on, but that's Soulfire #7. Michael Turner cover. How can you not like that? How can you not like that? Another niche that I like to collect, besides Aspen, is Free Comic Book Day comic books. Soulfire, New World Order, another Aspen comic. Also things that are, hold on, Uncanny X-Men 213, I believe what people think is an iconic cover. Got that in a newsstand. Just decided to pick this up because I don't have many so-called virgin variants. I think that this is Lumberjanes #18. Also, another thing that sticks with me while I was growing up watching TV is The Rock. If you can't smell what he's cooking, well, then you should probably get a little bit closer. I don't know. But for now, that's my haul. It's going to be part 1 of the flea market pickup. And I hope to be doing more of these. Whenever I make a pickup from a comic book shop, or a pickup from a flea market, or a comic book pickup from a private pick, I'm going to do my best to get a video out as soon as possible. Like I said in a previous video, just starting out, so any critiques or anything you like seeing or anything that would help the channel grow, my channel grow, it would be greatly appreciated. I hope people give this video a thumbs up. I hope people subscribe. And I hope everybody stays safe and have a good day. Thank you.